Okay, people, so let's talk about this. So this is my part two to my this past Wednesday's Dynamite, and also what I didn't really talk about that I'm going to talk about. Let me just point some things out and go forward. Okay, so basically, something I wanted to address, respond to, was something that the person had said on TikTok. So I want to say this because we were live. Because people have these thoughts simply because they're lazy and they just lack common sense. And if you don't have common knowledge, you won't have the common sense of particular situations. So you had a match on Dynamite. It was the Babes of Wrath, and they went against Julia Hart, Tekla, and Sky Blue. Now, in this match, which was a solid match, but in this match, Tekla goes for the spear. Go to hit the spear on Willow. Chris Statlander throws her out the way, and she takes the spear. And then she got curb stomped, okay, or whatever the hell they call it. And basically, Tekla got the win. Now, the fact that people are so touchy and they want to try to just critique everything, right? The words was, "It makes no sense for your world champion to get pinned." The fuck do you mean? Shit happens, right? You got to look at the situation. So it's obvious. Here's a WWE fan that can't admit that they like watching AEW, which the guy actually admitted that the show was incredible. That AEW put the best shows on, right? But the critique was because Chris Statlander got pinned. That's nitpicking. Let's find something. Okay. First off, Chris Statlander and Tekla are going to have their one-on-one. So it's leading to something, and Tekla is being pushed. This is what happened with Megan Bayne. When Megan Bayne was on that come up to, get that push. Everybody think that when you get a push, automatically your next fight is supposed to be a title fight, or you're supposed to automatically win your title fight. No, then it becomes stale, stagnated, and it becomes predictable, and then everybody's going, "Oh man, I already knew she's going to win because the same thing happened." Okay, but this is what happened with Megan Bayne. She and I think it was Penelope Ford, they teamed up and they fought against Toni Storm and someone. It might have been Harley Cameron, or might have been Mina Shirakawa, I don't remember. But Toni Storm got pinned by Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne is looking strong. She's undefeated. And now going into this match, it's highly, like people don't know that, hey, she might win, because she's looking powerful. Not just physically powerful alone, but also the demand of the attention from the people. And she took Toni Storm to the limit. They fought tooth and nail, and Toni Storm got the win. So now it stands, Toni Storm has pinned Megan Bayne once, and Megan Bayne has pinned her once. Do you understand what I'm saying? Tag match, singles match. But bottom line, okay, it's no different from The Rock pinning Cody fucking Rhodes. Isn't that the WrestleMania y'all claim y'all love so much? That was so brilliant. Did the world champion not get pinned? Okay, but he went on and then defeated who? Roman Reigns the next day on night 2. It's amazing how people make like excuses for shit, or they'll just make a pigsty out of something. But then look, the same thing you applaud with other people, now all of a sudden it's hard to figure out. No, so Tekla's getting a push, and expect Tekla to get more wins. She's always she get wins anyway, but you understand what I'm saying? She's one of the top there. But yes, we have to put her in a position to look stronger. On top of that, and she got the win. Chris Statlander addressed it last night on Collision as well. You got your win. Now let's see what you do with it going forward. And she addressed it. Okay. And last night's Collision was solid as well. They had their maximum carnage. Okay, I'll talk about both of those. Okay, but I just want to point that out. So that's pretty much what that was about. And I don't see anything wrong with that decision. All right. Anyways, you had some things happen. We got word that Powerhouse Hobbs is no longer in AEW. You know what I find really weird about people though? I saw 8 different videos of people trashing Powerhouse Hobbs. AEW. Oh, they're not using Powerhouse Hobbs. I thought you motherfuckers didn't watch AEW. Oh, I get it. So let's just watch AEW to do reports on them, to complain about what we see or when something happens. So wait, he's wasting his time in AEW is what you guys say. This is motherfucker was part of the Trios Champions, right? Powerhouse Hobbs, just like everybody else, is going to come and go. There's always somebody going to come, somebody going to go. There's nothing we can do about it. I'm not sitting here, please, man, if you go, you go. If you stay, you stay. There's some people that you would want to see stay. I have nothing against Hobbs, you know what I'm saying? But like, again, now all of a sudden Hobbs is the man, huh? It amazes me how even your WWE want to claim they want you to think they don't think AEW is any competition. And only because they know that the WWE fans are so fucking stupid that they can tell you that bullshit and you go want to make yourselves believe it. That's why they're the only fucking company that they try to do this counter-programming bullshit with. And it's not helping them. It's not working. They're not slowing AEW down, not even a little bit. Okay, and every fucking wrestler that AEW releases, why is WWE, ooh, me, come over here, come to WWE. Why are they not trying to snatch everybody from all these other promotions? I know why, and I think anybody that has half a brain knows why. But you fools, you don't get it. Yeah, I know AEW sucks so much, but you want all their fucking wrestlers. But anyways, you know what I find weird? You guys are so busy focusing on talking about Hobbs leaving. Well, talk about Andrade Idolo coming back. Huh? And not only that, all of Powerhouse Hobbs' obligations have been fulfilled. So there's no 90-day no compete clause. So he can pop up wherever he wants, whenever. More power to him. Talk about how Persephone has just signed with AEW. Talk about how the Rascals has just signed with AEW. And it's like 2 or 3 more wrestlers. No, we're not going to talk about the signings. Let's just talk about who left. You guys are clowns, man. Like you really do clown shit. And it's amazing because it's like you're so openly stupid about it. Now all of a sudden, you motherfuckers never mentioned Powerhouse Hobbs' name, not ever in your life. Now that he's gone. Oh, he was wasting his time. Yeah, I know, right? Like Mercedes Moné was wasting her fucking time. Yeah, like Karrion Kross is wasting his time, right? Like, yeah, let's all these other people. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why Andrade Idolo left, right? That's why he came right the fuck back. Yeah, I can see how happy Miro is. Miro's over there just living his dream over there in WWE. All these matches and titles he's winning since he's been back, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Rusev Day. So anyways, so we knew that, so Collision was taped, and basically we knew that, well, Hobbs had to, they had to drop the belts. We didn't know who got pinned or how it went down. And I didn't want to assume anything. I didn't really feed into anything. I said, let me watch what happens. I mean, people come and go, but it's weird. So I didn't want to make a video about anything until afterwards. So last night on Collision, Kevin Knight, Jet Speed and Hangman Adam Page, they got the titles, and Hobbs was the one who got pinned. Okay, cool, whatever, and he's out the door. He's on his way. Simple. I like that idea of Jet Speed and Hangman Adam Page having the Trios Championship. Swerve Strickland came out and approached Kevin Knight. You see, WWE fans, you guys are not qualified to talk about AEW because you don't watch it, right? So that means you don't know what the fuck is going on. So what are you talking about? That's why the shit y'all say is so stupid. Swerve told him he's the future. So Kevin Knight said he kind of take offense to it because everybody thought the future. He said, well, I want here to show everybody that the future is now. So maybe I need to go out and pretty much make a statement. So him and Swerve are eventually going to get into it. And I'm looking forward to that too. And he's stepping up and like Swerve told him, yeah, just don't take 5 or 6 years to get here. You want to know what I love about that segment? I've been telling you guys for the longest. In this era, you have to move faster. Everything, it can't be like back in the day. Oh, it takes you like 10 years to build a character. No. You get a lot more wrestling now than you did way back then. And there's a lot that has to happen. Nobody's sitting here telling you make a champion overnight. I'll give you an example of something, right? Let me show you a sloppy push. Regardless to the outcome, a sloppy push. We've seen Jordynne Grace do nothing but lose matches, struggling with NXT developmental wrestlers, right? Jordynne Grace is like a 13-year veteran. She's been wrestling for a long time, and she started really young. Jordynne Grace was getting beat by people she shouldn't even have a problem with. And you got all these other women, Knockouts champion, and pop up and win a belt in TNA, and treating TNA like the whore, the whores that they are. And what happens? Jordynne Grace does much of nothing. I'm saying for the longest, why is Lash Legend? Why is Roxanne Perez? Why are all these people, Julia, Stephanie Vecchia? Why are all of these people on the main roster, yet Jordynne Grace is still struggling? You want to know the funny thing is, I wasn't seeing videos of Jordynne Grace. It being a demand for her to be on SmackDown or Raw. And when I say that, I don't mean you idiots acting like a bunch of little children, crying about it. I'm just saying, you know what I was seeing? Jada Parker. Yo, they got to put on the main roster. Now, these are the people that obviously think that what SmackDown or Raw is doing is good. But they're not talking about Jordynne Grace. All of a sudden, Jordynne Grace pops up. She wrestles, I think, Alba Fire. It was whatever, in some bullshit segment. You had a segment where, here comes Jade Cargill, who only had one match since she's had the fucking title against BFAP. And she walks out. She tells her this is her house, and she thinks she's special, blah, blah. She walks around, and looks up and down, and then walks back. What did you see happen the other night? Jordynne Grace has a match, and the crowd is dead as fuck. Nobody's really going crazy. She's raising her arms, and she got like a little lukewarm response. So what happens, though, is Jade Cargill comes down there and acting like some little stalking, spoiled brat with a little high heels and little booty shorts on, and she walks down there, and she's yapping, and it was a stupid fucking segment. And she just stands up on the apron, and I think it was Chelsea Green. She tried to run up and hit Jordynne Grace from behind or something, and Jordynne moved up the way, and she knocks Jade off the apron, and Jade drops the belt in the ring accidentally and falls, and just some goofball shit. And then Jordynne Grace stands around, picks up the belt, and then she's and then she throws the belt out the ring, and Jade is down there. All right, bet, okay, and I'm just sitting here like, what is this now? This is the new trend, okay, in WWE. Once you win a belt, then you get time off. All you have to do is just show up and just talk shit. But we don't need you to wrestle. Just walk around parading around with the belt. This is what Jade was working so hard to do. To get the belt, to just walk around half naked with a little belt on her shoulders and shit, get knocked off aprons and just walk out and make threats. Because pretty much that's all you see. This is the bullshit I'm talking about that you guys think is professional wrestling. But that's pretty much all you see on Raw and SmackDown is a bunch of talk. But here the thing is, okay? When you give a wrestler a push, right? Crowd reaction, what are the numbers like when this person comes? There's a lot of factors that go into this stuff, right? So with Jet Speed now, not only teaming up with one of the most famous and beloved wrestlers on the whole, in wrestling period, but on, that AEW roster. This gives all three of these guys attention. And also what it does too, it keeps Hangman Adam Page out the heavyweight title picture for a little bit. I don't know what's going to happen with Swerve. So many other people. What happens when the Will Ospreay comes back. Jay White, there's people that's, injured. There's people that haven't been back yet. So there's a lot going on. But this is AEW is constantly building stars. And you know what's pissing people off? You know what's pissing WWE fans off? You know what's pissing people off like Zeb Coulter? Like Eric Bischoff? You know what's pissing them off? Because they're watching AEW develop stars and not depending on somebody to come from WWE to, he's the next person, she's the next person. Nope. And they're bringing people in from the independents. MJF just wrestled and defended the AEW World Championship. I don't remember the company it was in, but it was a company he wrestled before. Had a nice sized crowd, and the crowd went nuts for him when he came out, and of course he retained his title. Solid match, and this is what I'm talking about when you hear the world champion. WWE world champion don't defend their belts against shit outside of WWE. And this is what I'm saying. Even to go to different territories, this is how you keep wrestling feeling special. This is what you do and what the smaller companies need. But, you hear people talk. The world means the world. If I say I'm going to travel the world and I go, from fucking Dallas, the fucking Washington, D.C., did I travel the world? No. Especially if I did nothing but just drive through and stop for a couple of bathroom breaks. I didn't fucking really experience shit other than the highway, right? And just driving. So, no. Anyways, this is what I've noticed about AEW, and then I can see Tony Khan and them, they get it. And the people that has been released from WWE more recently, like example, Braun Strowman being probably the biggest name out of everybody that was released that everybody thought, was going to end up in AEW. My whole thing is, they're people, they're wrestlers. As long as they don't come in AEW with that bullshit, I've wrestled everybody, I've headlined WrestleMania. Nobody want to hear all that shit. And this is something that I know Tony Khan has been paying attention to. If you can't build your own stars, your company will always have a problem with its staying power. The reason is because all of these people that come from WWE, eventually, if they're not loyal, if they don't care about the wrestling business itself, they don't care about, hey, this is my career and I'm a brand myself. I am a brand. And I'm here in AEW getting the fucking red carpet rolled out. But no, I want this and I want that. They think they're going to get that. Then they run back to WWE, and what happens? They get ignored. They get the same shit they got before. I mean, all this talk, Malachi Black, but what about Malachi Black? Tell me one thing Malachi Black is doing that you care about. Tell me one fucking thing that Miro Rusev is doing that you actually care about. And all of this fucking talk about what Triple H isn't doing and how he's misusing his talent, but it's just so funny how you guys make the most hypocritical statements about what a wrestler is and what they should be doing and what they're not doing, but then you turn around, like I said, and just hear that how that Powerhouse Hobbs is no longer in AEW, and you guys are celebrating like all of a sudden WWE is saved all of a sudden. They haven't even fucking debuted. They haven't even done anything with Obafemi as far as his debut of now I'm a part of SmackDown or whatever brand they haven't even done anything with him yet. Carmelo Hayes has wrestled. You know what I find funny? Leon Slater was supposed to wrestle at TNA's opening debut on AMC. and they talked about visa issues. And I'm like, you guys had more than enough time to work this shit out, man. You knew the date of your show, all of this stuff. Well, it's funny because Leon Slater, a week before, it was noted that they wanted him for that SmackDown that was coming that week. And isn't it funny that he appeared on SmackDown? WWE is pimping these motherfuckers, man. You're contracted with TNA, but you're wrestling for WWE on their show. But not the debut of TNA on AMC. These motherfuckers are getting pimped out, just like I told you. And Visa issued my ass. Yeah, but they were in the UK, so what? It's not the point. They been knew they could have fixed this shit. But it's ironic that I just find it weird that they make this known. I read this shit in the article, and then he talked about it on Wrestle Talk. And all of a sudden, he doesn't do Impact's debut on AMC, but he does SmackDown. Just saying. And he loses to Carmelo Hayes. So, right, Carmelo Hayes is beating rookies and old washed up Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, it shows you how they see Carmelo Hayes. See, before I go forward, let me explain something to you guys, man. No. I'll save that for another video. Let me go forward. Let me get off of that. Anyways, just wanted to address those things about, that question, that statement that was made about it makes no sense for Chris to lose. Like, really? Okay. Not only that, but on Collision, when we saw the new champion's crown, like I said, that was a solid move. We also saw, which I've been waiting for this for a long time, was for finally for the Don Callis family to have an issue with the Death Riders, where it's like an actual issue. So you're gonna get a 3-man match next week, and a 6-man match next week. I'm waiting for Blood and Guts. I mean, unless something else brews up better, like I'm waiting to see Don Callis family versus the Death Riders at Blood and Guts, or something like it, man. Whether it happens at Blood and Guts or a different event, that's something I definitely want to see something happen between these guys, man. But bottom line, it was the Maximum Carnage, Dynamite and Collision was both solid. For the people that are saying stupid shit like, yeah, but like, I mean, the segments, like, you think they would have, like, like how CM Punk come on, like, let me stop you right there. See, that's exactly why I say you motherfuckers are not qualified. You are judging everything about AEW through the lens of a fucking WWE product. Listen to the name of the show. Maximum Carnage. Somehow your feeble brain tells you that it's supposed to be a bunch of backstage segments and interviews. Where's the carnage? What was so maximum about it? Think. Yeah, see, that's some dumb shit that WWE would do. Call it Maximum Carnage, but give you no carnage at all. That's like the WWE's watered down version of Extreme Championship Wrestling. What was extreme about it? What was extreme about WWE's version of ECW? I know y'all want to act like that never happened because it failed. And it shut down. Yeah. Y'all want to act like ECW, that WWE's version of ECW never happened, right? I know y'all want to forget about that. What was extreme about it? Nothing. Where was the barbed wire matches? Where was the cage matches and all of the violence and the brutality? Where was all of that? Huh? What's the word that Rhea Ripley wear on her shit? Huh? The brutality. What brutality? What brutality? Where's the brutality? So anyways, let me tell y'all, if you are going to continue to talk about wrestling and want to point fingers and not know what you're talking about, but bring up shit. Like a lot of times, you know what? Like I had I blocked the idiot today, right? And I made him look stupid before I blocked him. So let me explain to y'all what he said. So you see the video I did when I said, imagine if Tony Khan, if everything that happened to John Cena, Bill Goldberg, and Sting, let's say if their careers ended in AEW, right? And the exact same thing that happened with all three of these guys happened, but this is under Tony Khan's umbrella. What would y'all be saying? So let me explain something to you. So some idiot comes in and all this lie. I'm not reading all that dumb shit, you goof ass, dumbass bastard. These motherfuckers be telling you, they act like they're talking to somebody who don't know what happened. First off, your bullet points, you dumb fuck. You act like it's WWE. Yeah, it is the WWE's fault that Sting had a mediocre run, you dumb bastard. Because they're the ones who gave the contract. Did fucking Sting walk in here and say, okay, here's the deal, this is what I'm doing, and I'm going to lose to you, I'm going to lose every match, I'm going to suck, and then that's that. No, they are the ones who set this up. Sting wanted more than fucking 5 appearances, but this is what the WWE gave him. So what? He didn't go when he was younger. Like he said, I never trusted how they were going to use me, but they end up doing exactly what he feared in the first place. So yes, it was their fucking fault, you dumb shit. He went in there, 5 fucking appearances. Who's talking about Sting right now in WWE? His WWE role. Who's talking about it? It's not their fault. Yeah, I know you dumb motherfucker, but I guarantee you the same one going, but you can't blame CM Punk or Cody Rhodes. It's the way the WWE is using them. But somehow it wasn't their fault of how they booked Sting. If you're not one of the dumbest motherfuckers, you don't even deserve. How are you even still alive, man? It's not their fault. Nah. Yeah, maybe it's not your fault you're dumb. Maybe your parents are cousins. Some shit like that. So anyways, let me tell you guys something, man. These slaves out here will continue to defend the WWE no matter what they do, no matter what they say, and no matter what the proof shows. But at the end of the fucking day, this is exactly why when someone goes to the WWE, first thing the fans start doing, putting all these high expectations. And then nothing even remotely close happens. And then all of a sudden people get, oh man, I can't believe how they're using this person. They should, right? Okay. But the WWE continues to do the same shit over and over. My thing is the fact that you guys know that they don't care. And then you say they don't care. But you care enough to keep watching. And we know that the wrestlers, now I don't know who's who in terms of where they stand on fairness and their morals and all that and their political stances and if they're racist, and I don't know these people. But I can tell you this. Yeah, they all have a job. But when you are putting yourself in a position of thinking somehow like let's say this. We know that these are very egotistical people that think that they deserve. Fuck earn. They think they just deserve shit. But we know this. But when you think that somehow the grass is green on the other side, right? Everybody talk all this shit. Yeah, we got this one and that one. Then all of a sudden they leave. Or they just fade away. Then leave. Do you see how many times, if it's somebody that they really like, these fans will blame the WWE for how they're using them? But if they choose to go to AEW, then they'll blame the wrestler. Oh, they this. And now, I mean, if you can't go in that ring and perform, like some dude said the other night, obviously CM Punk still can go on there. CM Punk is washed up. He's slow, he's fat, he's out of shape. And he basically threw in your stupid ass ugly faces. I don't care how the WWE use me. They put me on TV or not. I got an ironclad contract. I'm locked in. I make multi-millions of dollars, man. So I really don't care. That's what CM Punk said. He still can go. Let's glaze the fuck out of these people. You guys talk all this shit. Oh, the Good Brothers, man, they burnt all these bridges, all these companies. Now they're in the NWA, and they was right. I know. And if the WWE welcomed them back, you be sitting there licking their balls again. This is what you guys do, man. So anyway, yeah, last night, we got AEW is about to have another match that I really wanted to, see as well. And that will be Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Megan Payne and Marina Shafir. And the thing with that team is, one thing about Toni Storm is, especially after, women have a really good match, she'll come out and whether it's a one-on-one or whether it's a tag team match, she's going to come out and confront you. Like, she keeps herself in the mix of things in a fun way. And here's the thing, look at who's holding the titles right now in AEW, right? This is what I'm talking about when you get champions and you have people who, are in the mix of like they're building this person up. Again, it doesn't mean, you guys got to stop this shit, man. You guys think as soon as somebody walk in, title shot, and if they don't win the title just because you like that person, oh, this sucks. That's part of my point about Jordynne Grace versus Jade Cargill, which I don't think I even finished my point. My point was, we watched this woman in Jordynne Grace, who's no longer the juggernaut. She's just another contender, just another wrestler with some panties on. She comes in there, and here's what I'm saying. How long has she been on SmackDown? Not long. 2 weeks. Now, all of a sudden, they're building up towards Jordynne Grace versus Jade Cargill, which means Jordynne Grace is going to fucking lose. And what a way to fuck her fucking career up already, just a loss she didn't need to have. But then again, so yeah, let's put her on SmackDown and give her 2 meaningless wins. Who the fuck is Chelsea Green and fucking Alba Fire? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Just, yeah. The type of motherfucker they could have been feeding to Jade Cargill, like B-Fab. But no, let's just keep Jade off TV. Out the ring, rather. So if she wins, it's like, that makes Jade look weak for this reason. Jade didn't do much of shit so far since she's won this title, and basically Jordynne Grace has done absolutely nothing in NXT. And no, it's not her fault. It's her boss's fault. So she goes through losing all these matches to these rookies just to walk over to SmackDown and dethrone Jade Cargill? That makes sense to you? I don't give a fuck how much you like Jordynne Grace. I like both of them. But this is exactly what I'm talking about, bad booking. Because now you're going to have this woman going there after getting beat by damn near everybody on NXT just to come in here and beat 2 washed up jokes on the SmackDown roster just to go get pinned by Jade Cargill. But on the other hand, same scenario, but she wins. Jade only defended the belt once against B-Fab. And she's just going to lose to somebody that just came fresh out of NXT with nothing but losses? Are you shitting me? Nah, they didn't build her. They didn't do anything, just stuck her on there, and now title shot. See, this is what the WWE does, because its fans are the biggest sheep, the most brainless motherfuckers. You know what a sheep does, right? If this is a fucking cliff and you're walking, you know what the sheep doesn't do? Oh, hell no. Nope, the sheep just... Yeah, Wile E. Coyote moment. That's what they do. They follow you anywhere, no matter what you say and what you do. And this is exactly why a lot of you motherfuckers, when y'all sit here and watch AEW secretly acting like you don't like it, but you actually love it. That's why you always know what's going on, right? When something happens, when somebody leaves or whatever. But at the end of the fucking day, this is what y'all do. Y'all sit and talk about what the other company ain't doing and should be doing. Oh, 10 things AEW must do in 2026. Motherfucker, you cheer for a company that lost 60% of his audience. You cheer for a fucking company who basically tell you to go fuck yourselves and all that. You worried about what AEW needs to do. Yeah, Mr. Expert, I know you got all the answers for everybody. If you got all the answers, call Big Sniff up and tell him how to get them ratings back up then, since y'all all about ratings. Anyway, I enjoyed the Maximum Carnage series, Dynamite and Collision, of course. And now let me get to what I wanted to talk about as well. As you guys know, when Sting retired, his two sons basically helped him out along with Darby. And as we know, Sting has a son that wrestles. Now, there has been some false information because I had seen a bunch of videos where people they used the wrong photo. It's not the older one. The older son is 34 or 35. He's the chunkier one, the heavier one. That's not the one. Okay, his son Steve Borden Jr. is the one that came out dressed like NWO Wolfpack Sting, and of course the other one was Surfer Sting. Okay, he doesn't have the long hair anymore. He cut it. It's not a crew cut, but it's kind of more boxed. Right now, his wrestling gear is black khakis, like army style black khakis tucked into, black combat boots. I don't know if that's going to be, that's the final look that we're going to get of him. But there's a company, I do not remember the name of the company. I did save it into my playlist so I can go check it out again. That's the only full match that I've seen of Sting, son. It's the video itself is like 15 minutes and 29 seconds. And other than that, you do see an entrance video of him and QT Marshall, the entrance coming out in Ring of Honor. Now, what I will tell you is there's a lot of anticipation and a great respect for this kid due to his father, because can't call him a kid, he's 32 years old, but basically they know it's Sting's son and they are fully behind this guy, and the ovation for him was incredible, man. Like, I didn't see the match, they didn't show the whole match, they just showed the entrance. Now, it's a full match of him at this company. I could pull it up, but fuck it. You guys can go in, you just search on YouTube and type in the son of Sting, Steve Borden, full match or something like that, or whatever the fuck, it'll come up. Now, he wrestled in Ring of Honor, untelevised, and he wrestled in AEW, untelevised, along with his other company. But that's the only video, is this other company, where he's basically, it's a full match. Now, as we know, he was living with Darby Allin. I don't know if that's still the case. And, Darby was teaching him, training him. I don't know offensively, I don't know how good he is overall, because he didn't get much offense in the match. I don't know if that was gimmick, if it was a shoot, or if he really hurt himself. But in the match, he supposedly hurt his left shoulder or something, and he was getting his ass kicked. He was taking some punishment, man. That guy was cracking him pretty good in that match. Belt shots and all that. He got pounded, got the belt and all that himself. But he didn't have much offense. He got the win, got a roll-up win. He's tough. And AEW was impressed. From the article I read, that they were impressed. And I do believe eventually they're going to sign him. Now, how much he improves, only time will tell. Now, he did get a late start in wrestling. Like I said, Sting's retirement was 2-3 years ago, whatever. So now this guy's 32 or 33. So he pretty much got a late start. But depending on how fast he develops, we'll see where it goes from here. I already know what company really would want to get their hands on him. Yeah. Even if he absolutely sucked, just to be able to say, hey, we got another one from AEW. But I don't know if he's going to go to wearing face paint one day. You know, and it doesn't have to be designed the way his father's was. Maybe it will, maybe I don't know. Is he going to just keep the name Sting, Steve Borden? Does he call himself Scorpion? Does he? Who knows? I don't know. You know, does he go a different direction in terms of style, his wrestling style? I don't know. He's not strong like Sting, where you know he's more of a long. He's more lean built. He's muscular, but like more lean built. Sting was a powerhouse. You know, I'm talking prime Sting. A lot of people go by the older version of Sting when he wasn't as muscular, but no. You know, Sting was always athletic, could jump real high, you know, strong legs with the drop kick and all that, you know, he became a well-rounded, complete wrestler. I don't know what direction, and that seemed like the direction his son is going to go in, but minus Sting's power. Unless, of course, I mean, you know, guys can build up and gain weight and, you know, whatever. He looks like he's around that 230 pound mark, 235 maybe. Look like he's around that weight. He's tall. But man, he looks so much like his father in the face. God damn, he looked like him, man. Like, you know, and people, they're behind him. And I always said, man, that'd be cool if they could like recreate like a wrestler that has Sting's aura, man, his presence, like, you know, similar look, whatever. But you know, and me, I'm the kind of person I like to be creative when I create anything, or even just. And I'm looking at this guy like, man, you know it'd be a cool look for the dude, man. Is remember when Sting first started standing there with the crow and WCW on his, he used to actually have the crow on his farm, and he had the kind of curly hair where it was like, well, that's when Sting used to, when he first, people don't realize how he changed even his crow look several times. Because at first, if you remember, he had the black paint on his lips, but he had the like spikes, the star looking eyes and shit. I paint that look, whether the kid wears whether he wears the paint or not, but just even that. More than likely he'll be a face, you know, especially if you want to get people behind him. And you know, we'll see. But it will be so cool if he does develop fast. His dad did, and I mean, hell, people forget. When Sting fought Ric Flair in that 45-minute, 60-minute, whatever it was, that TBS match, through 2 out of 3 falls, Sting was 3 years in, man. He's 3 years in. And that's why when I hear people talk about, like, the Jade Cargills and they, oh, 3 years, like, stop it, man. You know, you got to want this shit, man. You have to want this shit. You have to understand what it takes to, you know, grind and really get you know, lock in. But, you know, this is a different era, man. How, 3 years only, yeah, whatever, man. So yeah, but he I can't give you really an opinion on how good he is. I don't know. Like I said, he was getting his ass kicked. So offensively, I don't know what type of move sets he have and all. I will say one thing that I can see they'll work with him on, especially like I know QT Marshall, Dustin Rhodes. You know, they train and do all these things, and actually the fucking Dustin Brand with the wrestling school that he had. I watched some matches the other day, and they were pretty solid matches. But they have to work with him with facial expressions. You know what I mean? How when you're in pain or frustrations, aggravate, whatever the fuck, like all these things that a lot of wrestlers forget to do for whatever reason. Also, I notice when he gets hit, it's like he gets hit. He gets hurt with every move. Like every move, he just falls. He just stays there. Like, you know, teach him how to roll and move and play into everything. Like that type of thing. Like I grew up watching movies where it was method acting, right? I don't know, for whatever reason, I always just had fun watching them old black and white movies. When I was a little kid, you just sit and just watch. You know, there's no talking, but you know, woman looks in the window. She hears a noise. Remember, with method acting, there was always music playing in the background, and the music would change according to the scene or the emotions of the actor, right? And like, just so I can remember it. And she's walking, and she'll go like this. So now you know, okay, she's listening for a sound. There's no words up on the screen, right? Just the actor and the actress or whatever, right? And then she's walking over, and then See that hard swallow, so you know, okay, she's scared, she's nervous. Then all of a sudden she looks, and then before they show the window, so you know she just saw something scary. Now they show the window and the wolf man's looking in. And you know what I mean? So all these different things I've always paid attention to. That's why, probably one of the reasons why, I don't know if that helped develop that knack for detail or if I just had it already and those things were enhancing it. But that's something I've always paid attention to. And his son, definitely they can work with him on that. For sure. I mean, these are areas I don't know if they're just not doing this anymore, because a lot of wrestlers just don't have this shit, man. And when you watch it, it's like, damn, Stokely Carmichael. I was reading Stokely Carmichael, one of his lectures the other. All right, actually a little while ago, and I'm y'all don't know who Stokely Carmichael is? Look him up. Stokely, okay, from AEW. I'm short, I'm bald, I get no hoes. He said something that made a lot of sense last night on Carnage, Maximum Carnage, Collision. He said he credited, and didn't I say to you guys, this guy, those guys, no, that's the video I scrapped. So anyway, he said something the same pretty much like what I said. I remember I've been telling you guys, but I did say this to you guys many times. Wrestlers used to look like grown-ass men and grown women. And a lot of these motherfuckers now just look like children. A bunch of little kids. That's what they feel like. That's what they look like. And that's one of the reasons I can't get into their character. And I'm going to get into that too as well. It's another bullet point for the next video I got. Just stay tuned. But he said he gave Mark Davis and Doyle, don't it sound like a law firm? If you've been in an accident and you don't know who to call, you want a law firm that will stand by your side every step of the way, give us a call. 1-800-Davis and Doyle. But so look, he basically said, gave them credit and said, you guys look. He said, I'm probably going to get in a lot of trouble for this, but I long for the day where professional wrestlers, where grown men look like grown men. And I've been saying this shit for the fucking longest. This is why I'm saying when you try to cater to the generations, this is when you start watering shit down. Because it's like I said, when I see Javon Evans come out there with that fucking shirt with 6'7" on it, and all fucking day, every day, you see little kids walking around, 6'7", 6'7", you a grown-ass 22-year-old man walking around with this shit on your chest, man. And people don't even know where that 6'7" shit come from. I know where it originates from, and it's not good. But of course, well, they modified it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I guess if the KKK decide they don't hate nobody, blacks anymore, they just hate foreigners to the country, then it's okay for black people to start walking around with hoods on saying, we KKK. Nah, these niggas cool now. They don't hate us no more. They only hate foreigners. No, shit is shit. And they got this grown man walk around here wearing 6'7" on his shirt. Oh, dog, you know what I'm saying? I see you, baby. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching you. You know what I mean? Yo, we gonna get it cracking. We all that bullshit, like, seriously. Anyways, so I'm watching this shit, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, man. And that's why I said all you gotta do is just watch shit from the past. You see exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, of course, you had some goofies and silly shit going on, but for the most part, it was WWE giving you the goofy shit, like Doink the fucking Clown. That's why when WCW had their version of Doink with the fucking ding-dongs and shit, man, motherfuckers had them pink outfits on. They wasn't supposed to be clowns. They were just jumping around. And I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? The ding-dongs. And yeah, but they had their Norman the Lunatic. There was always some, that was their version of like a George the Animal Steel or whatever. And I was a kid knowing if you were crazy, you were in a mental institution. You couldn't be in a wrestling ring. You wouldn't know how to follow rules, first off. And this is also before I knew what wrestling was. I used to always ask myself, like, what do you call this shit? Because it's like they're in a ring, okay, but they're wearing little tights and boots and all, and is it a sport? What is it? Like, I didn't know what to call professional wrestling. Through time, you start to see things, and I always knew it wasn't real fighting, man. That I always knew. But bottom line, you just had certain characters that just was like, You know, and even when you break it down, in fairness, it's all fake, no matter whether you like a character or not. But the silly shit, man, it just got to a point where, especially when you know this motherfucker will never be world champion, not with that gimmick. So that kind of takes the fun away when you have predictable characters. And that's why a lot of times when you look at the genesis of something and you go, well, they used to have this guy and that guy, and he was this and he was that. But then you look and you're like, yeah, but why do you think this guy will never be world champion? Look at him. Look at him. And then people will go, okay, cool. Now take a character like Crazy Steve. He could be JCW world champion. You know why JCW can get away with it? Because look at what JCW is. You understand what I'm saying? Therefore, you might have mixed emotions. Whereas the people that really love JCW may really love JCW. But the people that don't really love it, but they're kind of on the fence, or they got certain wrestlers I like, it's because of that. They don't like all the silly shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like example, I seen an episode where Vito was backstage with those. I think the name of the team is Masters of Clown Structure or some shit like that or whatever. But whatever. They did a thing where Vito was trying to connect with them, and then he told the motherfuckers something about, you're going to pay for my dinner or some shit or whatever. And he went to go shake the hands of one of the clowns. Now you can clearly see he has like the long sleeve stretch shit, right? But you can clearly see Vito's hand grip the shit. Like, what are you blaming him for? You're the one holding it. Oh, what is this shit? Oh. And bad acting. This is what I'm saying. Shit like that. I'm like, come on, Vito. You can, goddamn, at least have the camera to where you can't see Vito. But it's common sense. Vito's the one holding the shit. And he's yelling like it's the guy's fault. You're squeezing his fucking sleeve and pulling the shit. You're the one doing it. Stuff like that. You know, and it's just like, all right, man. That's just stupid. All right. But anyways, let me get back to Sting, son. Just saying he's up and coming. And hopefully he develops fast enough, safe enough to where he gets it, he understands it, and that he becomes that complete performer. And, you know, in due time, we have this second coming of Sting, and who better than his own flesh and blood, you know? These are the types of things that people need to pay attention to when it comes to pro wrestling. Now, an example of something is this, right? Look at the Rascals. When they first came to TNA, I saw the little Three Stooges shit they was doing. And I said, okay, they're a little different, but they all can wrestle. And of course, now we got the Crew that's gonna have their first challenge to them next weekend on Collision. But I'm watching and I'm saying, you know what, man? Because I looked at their sizes, right? Now Trey Miguel is not there. Myron is there. The guy, what's his name? He's the guy that I saw, Myron something. He's the one that was in MLW. So now he's in AEW now. But the three of them are together. Trey Miguel, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Trey Miguel. So anyway, this is the Rascals. Now, you see the guy, the one that went to, I forget his name, the one that went to NXT. Right? He is basically would be considered the more popular of the group, right? That's what people would think because he went to NXT. But the crossover, they both went back and they all went back and forth. Now, my thing is, it doesn't matter who they consider the more popular one. If they was to try to treat him like he's the best out of the group or whatever, or try to like give him a clear advantage over the group because of that, that would be foolish. It's a unit. And the reason I'm saying this is because this is how a lot of times when you get groups and say they've broken up in one company already, which like they did in TNA, now they're back together, but in AEW. What happened in your run in the first place where you separated? One guy just decided he wanted to go to WWE. That's what happened. Okay? So now that they're in AEW, for all the people that was talking about how great the Rascals are, how funny they are, okay, yeah, keep the same energy because now they're here. And when I'm watching all these new signings by Tony Khan, I'm laughing at how many people are not covering these signings. Yet you guys call yourselves wrestling journalists. You call yourselves wrestling channels, but you're not giving wrestling fucking news fully. You're still being biased as fuck about how you present the news to the public. You guys are clowns, man. And if Sting's son, develops to where he's actually on TV and when he gets to that point and he's good enough, it'll be interesting to see, like I said, what happens if this is just going to be his look with the khakis and all. I think he could definitely use. I don't think him dressing like Sting is going to help. That's not what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't have the fit for the build for that though. Really, he's slim. So when slim guys wear tights, man, that shit don't look right. Like it just don't flow right. You got to gain some weight in order to wear that kind of whatever, man. You can't have a little like small legs and shit, man, and thighs and wear shit like that. That shit just don't look right. But I mean, even if he have his khakis and have his name or something or his symbol or whatever, man, you know what I'm saying? Like something other than just what he's wearing right now. I don't think his look is going to really add anything to his ability. You understand what I mean? Like when the look, everything, the cadence, all that, when and I mean, you saw the guy when he had the Sting outfit on. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, so not saying he can't wear this type of shit Sting wore fully. I'm just saying it's not going to look the same as it did on his dad, and his father had a presence about himself. It was a difference. I'm saying, the black khakis and the black boots. That's just not a look that's overwhelming. You want everything. You want to be the total package. It's your gear and everything. Like, what the fuck does AJ Francis wear, man? Some fucking Nikes or some fucking colorful ass socks, basketball shorts, and a tank top. Big fat motherfucker. I'm just sitting there like, what is this guy wearing? That type of shit. I mean, he don't look like AJ Francis, man. Picture Corporal Kirshner, minus the t-shirt, but with his pants tucked into his boots. Okay? But all black. That's what Steve Borden Jr. is wearing. And then even the name Steve Borden Jr., I mean, he can start out with that. And let me put it to you like this. I don't know how he feels about his own identity, and there's nothing wrong with him, being the son of his dad. It's like Hulk and Scar, man. Scar is his son, and we all know that shit, man. They look similar, but there's differences. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying call yourself Sting too. He can go by the name of Scorpion. I'm just saying. He can go by the name of Scorpion. He can rock some face paint. He could change that gear up. Just saying. Whatever. I don't know. It's his look. He figured it all out. But just saying, man, something that really stands out other than just being Sting's son. And I'm just picturing in my head him wrestling in AEW, and he starts taking names and he's winning these matches, and his dad comes out one day with him. Darby can come out however, right? And his dad was already in a tag match with Darby Allin, so maybe Sting's son, maybe Steve Borden Jr. versus him and Darby Allin can also be a team. Who knows, right? Gotta be some cool shit. Now I know the first thing people will start thinking is, yep, and one of them going to turn, and wrestling, which that's not something we need to see right away. There's no need. No need to turn them against each other though, especially not anytime soon. But I'm saying they do a segment where it's like you have become, right, that wrestler that you seek to be, right? And imagine he just comes out with just a whole different look to enhance everything about him. I just think that the look that he has right now, Like, Sting didn't go under the name Steve Borden. He went under the name Sting. So, you know, the Steve Borden Jr., I'm just saying it just doesn't ring like it could if he just came out and he comes out. And so, look, a slow build would be cool because he's building up to that. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying it like that, because when you're not, like, let's just say he come out full blown, okay, damn, he dressed like his dad, he looked like, but then, you know, he's not ready yet. At least that's what I'm saying. That would just be a cool touch, that his transformation goes from now that I am that complete wrestler. Now that I'm, you know, I'm here. Everybody knows who I am. I've made my mark. I've earned my dues. You know, and then that's when the character change happens. The look happens. I mean, and yeah, you know, add to his cadence and all. Because right now he's green. He doesn't really have a personality that, you know, is just his Sting son. And that doesn't always work, just because, especially having someone as accomplished as Sting, you know. But it's like, yeah, let his actions speak louder than his words, and then by the time he gets that, hey, I'm here now. You know, I am the second coming of Sting. I'm here. He has his own identity. But yeah, man, I mean, shit, why not? Why not keep the Sting legacy going, man? That shit would be so cool. I mean, you know, it's not because of anybody else, but I mean, you know, Cody Rhodes wrestles, Dustin Rhodes wrestles, you know, two people in two different companies, same dad, and bottom line, you know, everybody know who they are. They know, you know, and yeah. So I mean, there was nothing special about Dusty's ring attire, nothing like that. Sting's was different. Sting's ring attire stood out. And that's one of the things you remember about him, no matter what version of it was, whether it was NWO black and red, if it was just, you know, black and white Sting, the Crow Sting, if it was, you know, Surfer Sting, there's people like to call him whatever. His looks always stood out, the colorful colors and all that to the solids. That's, you know, part of what he did. And like I said, this particular son came out dressed like Wolfpack Sting. So now he doesn't have the long hair anymore. He's going with the more short box hairstyle. Yeah, just saying, man. Whether he goes to face paint or not, I just think it'd be a cool touch, man. Especially if he really becomes good, because this era right here will get something that they didn't get from the older version of Sting. And that's a young, more athletic, you know, wrestler that they missed all of that. So that's something you got to go back in the vaults and look at. But this era would have the son of Sting, which I just think would be cool. So anyways, that's something to check for. Like I said, you could just type in the search, whatever, and maybe on another video. I don't want to play anything and show it because I don't want a copyright issue, you know, which is understandable, and it's not my material. But anyway, I just wanted to get that out. And yeah, man. Yeah. Sting's son is in the ring. What y'all think sound better? Scorpion or Steve Borden Jr.? You know what I mean? Because he is Junior. So they're not going to drop the Junior. I say Scorpion sounds better. Yeah, I say Scorpion sounds better, man. Yeah, that's what I say. Scorpion sounds better. And being that Darby Allin does the Scorpion Deathlock, it's not like his son can't do it. Darby Allin also does the Scorpion Death Drop. It's not like his son can't do it. But, you know, he can have his own finisher and his own hole, you know. It's just me giving thought to things, that's all. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys right now. Catch you guys on the next video.